All right, so proportional graphs and tables. Now, we've done this earlier, and when we did it earlier in this year, I told you the key thing about proportional tables and graphs is that basically the word rate or constant of proportionality. What else? Proportionality and technically slope, right? All of these things can be done by simply doing one thing, and that is y divided by x, right? That's our rate, okay? M, remember, stands for our rate. It's y divided by x. Y is the up and down movement. X is the left and right movement. Yes, it needs to be y over x. It's on your star chart. You can refer to it. Now, you can find y over x by looking at tables or by looking at graphs. So we're going to talk about both. So this one says bowling alley charges $6.50 per game. Well, there's our rate, right? $6.50 per game. So I know my rate is 6.5, so I could do 6.5 times x, right? I know that's my rate. And paid a $4 rental shoe, right, for their shoes. Well, that right there is a one-time fee. You're only paying once for those shoes. So that's my starting point. There we go. So it wants to know which table shows the cost, C, of renting shoes and playing G, games of bowling. Now, while they say G and C, we know that anything, the first thing in a table is X and the second thing is Y. It does not matter. It could come on top. It could be X then Y, like, let's see, like this, right? X always comes first when they're talking about the table, okay? Because that's how you grab points, X, comma, Y. All right, so in this scenario, there are two ways to solve this. Option one, plug your X values in and see if you get your Y value. Well, if I plug in that to here, I would do 6.5 times 1. 6.51 plus 4 is 10.5. Checks out. Sweet. Let's try another one just to make sure. 3. 6.5 times 3. All right. Well, you would actually have to multiply that out. 6.5 times 3. And in this case, I'd get $19.50. But I would also have to add that 4. And that is not going to give me $18.50. So now we know A is out. Okay. So that's one way of doing it right there, is by plugging in and checking. Okay. So let's test another one real quick. We already know 1050 is what it should be, right? If it's just 1. So we know these two are out because they're saying that if I plug in 1, I'll get 650. Nope. You also have to add that plus 4. So I already know it's going to be B. And we're going to test it. Let's test it for 3. If I plug in 3, 6.5 times 3 is going to give me 19.5. 19.5 plus 4, 23.50. Right? Let's plug in 5. 6.5 times 5 is going to give me 32.50. 32.50 plus 4, 36.50. So our answer is B. So the way we did that was we plugged in our points and we checked, right? So that's one way to do it. We also talked about the other way on a proportional one is just divide y over x, right? 1050 divided by 1, right? Well, actually, this one's not proportional, so. But the other way is simply y minus y over x minus x, right? That one's going to take a little bit more time, but when you have the equation, you don't need to do that. Okay. Then we come over here and we look at these right here. Which graph best represents this situation? Well, let's see. Nicole had a collection of 60 stuffed animals. All right, so she had a total of 60 stuffed animals. So she started with 60, right? And she gave away 5 stuffed animals per month until they were all gone. Well, if she's giving it away, that's going to be subtracting, and it said per month. So we know it's 5x. right? And till they were all gone, well, that would be 0. There's our equation. So all we're doing is saying take that equation and match it with the graph. Well, this graph is out because this is proportional, starts at 0, right? And we're starting at 60. So where's 60? Okay, this one starts at 60, this one starts at 60, and that one actually starts at 600. So we're looking at just these two. Well, here's the thing. It's subtracting 5 stuffed animals every time. So it should be going down, which this one is. Okay. Now, once again, I could plug in points and check, right? I could plug in, oh, what if I took 10? Well, that would be 60 minus 50 would be 10. So when I plug in 10, 10, I should see 10, 10. What do you know? 10, 10. Checks out. So that's just a couple ways how you can use graphs and tables. Now remember, graphs that are proportional will look like this, right? Graphs that are proportional go through the origin. And that's easy because you can just take, what's the y value? 180 divided by 3, right? There you go, you get 60. Pretty simple to find the rate of a proportional graph. You're just doing y divided by x, okay? On a proportional table, a little bit easier. You don't really have to test all these things. You just have to do this divided by this, y divided by x, right? But that's only for when it's proportional, okay? So, once again, y over x, one of the most important things on your test. Remember, y divided by x. Every time. That's how you find the rate. Or at least proportional rate.